Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
We are absolutely thrilled to be with you here today, and I want to welcome each of you to the Virginia Williams Family Resource Center. We know that housing is a cornerstone to opportunity, that any real meaningful pathway to the middle class starts with a safe and stable place that is home. And we are absolutely thrilled to be here at Virginia Williams Family Resource Center to tell you that today the 400th person in our Home for the Holidays campaign will lease up and have a place that is their home. I'm absolutely thrilled and could not be more honored by the leadership of our mayor, which has been so instrumental in creating the platform to get the word out, to do this very important work. I want to acknowledge our team at the Department of Human Services, who has been working relentlessly to really help create meaningful opportunity and those housing connections, working together with our landlord partners and our families and individuals who are experiencing homelessness. And I want to acknowledge our partnership with the Community Partnership to End Homelessness, who is an integral partner in all that we do in our response to homelessness, and they are here with us today. So I want to also acknowledge Deputy Mayor Chung, Director Gillis, and Director Lee, and the many colleagues who are here with us. And on behalf of DHS, I want to especially acknowledge the partnership with our landlords. This is our efforts and our mission around ending homelessness is not something that government can do alone. It's not something that one department can do alone, but it's something that we do in collaboration. I see Director Gillis here from our Department of General Services, and it is all these different pieces of both government and private sector together where we can be successful in helping people who fall on hard times be able to pick themselves up and create opportunity for themselves and their families. So without taking any more time, I'm now going to turn it over to the mayor.
Sorry. All right, thank you, Laura. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm delighted to be with you, and I'm delighted to be with our lease signees. We were together just before the holiday season to talk about Home for the Holidays and what it meant for DC families. Let me, before I begin with talking about the specifics of what we're going to do today, really thank all of the great employees here at the Department of Human Services who work day in and day out, not just during the holidays, to make sure DC families are connected with the variety of services offered in the District of Columbia. So let's hear it for the Department of Human Services. I want to thank Director Zeilinger, and I know you will pass on for me and for Deputy Mayor Chung our most sincere thanks to all of our staff at Virginia Williams, at all of our service centers, folks who are also working on all of our policies and procedures and new laws, all the things that are going to help make our systems work better for DC families. So the bottom line is that we ask for partnerships with our landlord community, with property owners. We said to them that the district has stepped up to support families. And now we need you to step up to make quality, safe units available to families that work with the Department of Human Services. We said that we wanted 400 families to be housed during the holidays, including that little one. And what DHS has been able to do is to exceed that goal. So today we're going to help and witness a family become that 400th family. And tomorrow, an additional 20 families will sign leases as well. So 422 families will be home for the holidays. So I want to thank you, DHS, for setting a bold goal in reaching that bold goal. This helps contribute to all the things that we have been doing to reduce family homelessness. We have seen from 2016 to 2017 a reduction in overall homelessness by 10.5%, a 22% reduction in homelessness among families, and a 15% reduction among veterans experience homelessness. And through our increased prevention efforts, we have diverted more than 5,000 families from becoming a part of the homeless system at all. So we mentioned a lot of numbers, but those numbers represent real people, real moms and dads, real kids, real Washingtonians who need a safe place to live. And there's no better reminder of what we're working with and talking about than when we experience really cold weather. People become very focused on people who do not have the safety and comfort and warmth of their own home. And let us just be reminded that we have the resources, we have the will, and now we are making sure we have the appropriate partnerships to make sure that more people have quality and safe housing. You will hear a lot from us this week and in the days to come about even more tools that we're adding to our toolbox for affordable housing. For example, we have finally, it was reported one time that the district is finally implementing the DOPA regulations. And an alternate headline could be, the mayor is keeping the promise of making sure we're adding tools to our toolbox, DOPA being one of them, and that's the district's opportunity to purchase. That means when a multifamily housing building becomes available before it can be sold, not only do tenants have a right to look at it first, but the District of Columbia at the same time will have the ability to see if that is a building that we want to purchase, and we can purchase because we have the available funds to do so. So keep tuned to all of the things that we are adding to our toolbox, not only to prevent family and individual homelessness, to make our system work better, to develop more partnerships with our sister agencies in the landlord community, but to, at the end of all of that, to make sure we have more affordable housing available. So with that, I want to acknowledge another key player in our affordable housing team, and that is Todd Lee. Todd Lee is the executive director for the DC Housing Finance Agency, and he has a lot to do with the number of affordable housing units we can produce and preserve, and the availability of home buying options for DC residents. Todd?
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Bowser, for this opportunity, and thank you for your leadership, in combating, housing challenges in the District of Columbia. I often hear the mayor and others talk about the importance of having a place that you can actually call your own home, and the stability that, having a place that you can call your home adds to your life. And I reflect on that as the dad of 2 young children and how important a stable housing environment and housing situation is, and how helpful that is to, myself and my wife in trying to rear our children. And so I do understand the gravity of Homeward DC and all the other housing initiatives that we participate, in and support throughout the city. Generally you will see me at the podium, supporting, DHCD, the Housing Authority, the Office of the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development, because we provided, private financing, to a project that they're sponsoring. But our agency actually supports any agency in the city, and in fact, anyone in the city who has anything to do with housing, and affordable housing in particular. Having said that, I also often reflect on the things that I did not have, when I moved out of my parents' house, when I became, my own resident, and I thought I was grown. Mm-hmm. And as a result of that, and as a result of, reflecting on that, we wanted to make sure that we gave all of today's signers, our new residents, a head start. And so we've provided what I'm going to term today is our Homeward DC starter kit. With a bunch, with a bunch of the essentials. Thank you. With a bunch of the essentials that one is going to need when they're embarking upon, taking residence in their new unit. And so, I want to congratulate you, and again, I want to thank the mayor and DHS for their leadership, in this endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for those lovely gifts. So now we get to the real exciting part, which is we're going to officiate the lease signing, and I'm going to call up Ms. Duckett from the Community Partnership to facilitate that. I want you to know that I have talked to all of our residents. They have read and they understand the lease terms. They had an orientation and went through that. That's not the part that you're seeing, but we always do that. That's important. Everyone should always know what they're signing up for and what they're agreeing to, and we're very excited. And I think people often don't realize that even when we're helping to support rent, that people are taking on that responsibility individually, and it is something that they understand and they take seriously. And they're amazing tenants with the right supports. And all of our tenants today who are leasing up are all working and are all on that pathway. So they are resilient, they're amazing parents. And without further ado, I want to just bring up Ms. Duckett, who is one of those unsung heroes who just is also working tirelessly as part of the team at the Community Partnership as the Rapid Rehousing Leasing Coordinator. I may have gotten that a little bit wrong, to facilitate now that the signing, and we are so happy that we are able to do this together as part of the community. So thank you for allowing us to be part of this experience with you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Duckett. Thank you.
Hi. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So like we discussed earlier, congratulations. Have fun. This is a new journey. Make the best of it so we can sign and become homeowners. Go ahead, sign.
All right.
Hola, congratulations, everybody. Congratulations.
Okay. Yeah, we've got two people who are going to come up. We've got a client and a landlord. Okay. So now, Ms. Rucker, I thank you for agreeing to provide a few remarks. And if there's anything you want to say, I want to invite you up to just share a little bit, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Hello. Well, I just want to say thank you to the mayor for everything she's doing for the District of Columbia, the D.C. General Staff, the Department of Human Services. And I just want to say that it's been like a real struggle for me. So this is a very good opportunity. I'm in school and I have a part-time job, and I'm just trying to better myself. So this experience has helped me to get on my feet, and I really appreciate it. And we're excited, so thank you.
Thank you. And is Christopher Lapiano here? Christopher is representing our housing provider community, and we want to really recognize and thank everyone who's been involved from our housing provider community, and we continue to ask housing providers to come forward to be our partners. So, Chris.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Christopher Lopiano. I work with the Community Preservation and Development Corporation, and we're here to welcome a couple more families into one of our communities under a rapid rehousing program. CPDC, as we are known, is a not-for-profit, mission-driven organization with a strong, wide range of resident services that we provide to our residents through strategic partnerships. We have developed, own, and operate more than 5,200 affordable housing units in the Mid-Atlantic, and 3,000 of these units are located in the District of Columbia. Our mission to serve these families has made us a natural participant in these rapid rehousing efforts. We'll be bringing 2 more families into our Meadowbrook Run apartments on Mississippi Avenue as part of this Home for the Holidays program. It'll bring the total at that property to 7. But we are serving 55 families throughout our communities in rapid rehousing programs. When they come to live with us, not only can they expect a quality, affordable apartment, but they can expect a lot of support services from ourselves and from our partners. For instance, food and nutrition support through a program that we do, a strategic program that we do with the Capital Area Food Bank. This will be available to the folks who are moving to Middlebrook Run. We're very happy to have them move in, and I'm very proud to be a major participant in the rapid rehousing program. We thank the mayor and the District of Columbia for the foresight in providing this kind of assistance to reduce the risk of homelessness for the families here in the District of Columbia. Thank you very much.
Okay, so now we have the opportunity for press questions, and the DHS team is here to answer all the hard questions. Who's first? Yes.
So, I guess in this case, this was not public housing, but this was private landlords cooperating with the government to provide housing. Is that essentially it?
That's correct. You will remember when we were together a few weeks ago, we were really focused on working with our housing provider community, with landlords who have available units, who want to work with families, who have some support from the district in a variety of ways. Say again?
How did it work? Did they come forward?
They did. So we exceeded our goal. You will remember that we set out. And when did we announce that, Laura? Mid-December?
Yeah, we started in November.
It started in November.
Right around Thanksgiving.
And we had a goal by mid-January to have matched 400 families with a new housing unit. And we, by tomorrow, will be at 422.
We have, it's worth noting also that we have partnerships with 10 property management landlords that with whom we did not have relationships prior, and that has generated right now more than 60 more units for lease up into our inventory. So we continue to work with people who we've been in partnership, but we're also growing the community of property owners we're working with, and this campaign has been particularly helpful in doing so. So if we really, through a variety of funding streams, we use our federal HUD funds, federal TANF funds, as well as local funds. And that's across our homeless services programs.
For the program generally?
So it's part of our homeless services continuum. So this big push does not have its own budget. We actually have made significant appropriations in the housing solutions that are needed for people to exit homelessness. And this was about helping people use the subsidies that they have to lease up. Where we've had people in housing search for a very long time. It's about shortening the length of homelessness and helping people get to housing faster.
Paying rent.
They are paying rent. They with help from the district. So there's a landlord portion. I mean, a tenant portion and a district portion that is paid.
Hi, and then I'm Rachel Chasen with The Post, and I just wanted to see if you could talk a little bit about how this program differs from the rapid rehousing program that was kind of criticized by some advocates in the spring, and like how permanent is this permanent housing?
Sure. So families who have leased up through our Home for the Holidays campaign each may come with a different type of housing subsidy. Rapid rehousing is one of those others, and that really depends on the individual circumstances. So people who have experienced chronic homelessness, long episodes, have disabilities may qualify for permanent supportive housing. Others who are working and need more time to earn may have a rapid rehousing subsidy. That program has been criticized, as we've also done a tremendous amount of reforms to that program, and it is successful with more than 85% of participants in that they never have a return to homelessness even after a year's time after exit. Some of the changes we've made to that program include that the district, through our partnership with the Housing Authority, prepays the full rent, and the Housing Authority collects rent from tenants in order to ease some of the things that have been difficult in the administration and in the relationship with landlords. We've done a number of other things to strengthen that program that we can also share with you. But it is working incredibly well, and there are many while there has been criticism, there's been also a tremendous amount of success, acknowledgement of how important a tool that is in helping people exit homelessness.
Congratulations to everyone who now has a lease, and you've improved double-digit numbers, but you didn't mention the 3% number for the individuals who are currently homeless. What's being done to help this very specific individuals who aren't benefiting from these double-digit improvements?
Sure. So in this Home for the Holidays campaign, there are actually individuals and families who have leased up. More than 300 are in our households with children or families, and I can get you the precise number actually. And in about 107 are individuals who have leased up. We have a coordinated entry in housing placement team that looks at how we're ensuring that single adults as well as families are appropriately matched much more quickly to the housing resources, and we expect to continue to accelerate our exit and see drops in homelessness on the single side. I think the thing to remember, though, is that this is not a stagnant group of people, that people experience housing crises all of the time, and so new people are flowing into homelessness and other people are exiting homelessness. We have reformed our system to, as the mayor mentioned, for 5,000 families, even prevent an episode of homelessness to begin with, which is really important. And we are continuing to offer different types of program models to similarly prevent homelessness for single adults, to rapidly rehouse and offer more types of housing programs on the single side. So we do expect to continue the progress that we've made in our first year of implementation of Homeward DC next week, or on January 24th is our point in time count, 24th, and we will then, that will give us a sense of where we are in progress over the last year.
Any other questions?
Can I ask a question about something else?
Sure.
Okay. So the council yesterday, Mayor passed a bill, they call it the Fair Elections Bill, first reading. You opposed it. Why?
I have some concerns about how much it costs and how we're going to fund it.
Well, you said you wouldn't fund it, according to one quote I read in the...
It wouldn't likely be as part of my budget, but the council, of course, has the budget last, and I would suspect that they're going to fund it.
So why do you think it's a waste of funds, in that you know these are people that say may not be able to generate enough support from corporations or whatever in order to run?
People can generate support from a lot of different means. I guess the question is, as we're talking about programs and you're asking me about how we're going to fund rent subsidies, the question that everybody has to ask, would you rather take $3 million from the Treasury to fund a campaign, or use $3 million to help people find a pathway to the middle class? So I don't necessarily have a problem with the approach, but it is costly, and it is a trade-off. So if we're going to spend $18 million in a given year on campaigns, it's going to be taken from something else. So I think just everybody needs to recognize that that's what's going to happen.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations. Where are you going to be living?
I'm going to have to block somebody.